Hi friends, and welcome back to another episode of our VGC19 battle series. We are in the Moon series. We kicked off this week with this brand new team. In our last episodes we were playing Yveltal, Groudon, Tapu Koko, Stakataka, Incineroar and Tapu Fini. Had some really good games this week so far, so hopefully they continue going into this week. Just give you a quick recap of the team overall. We've got Assault Vest on the Yveltal, the Groundium on Groudon, we've got Sash on Koko, Chople on Staka, the Berry, the common berry on Incineroar, and then another berry on Tapu Fini. So, as always, if you enjoy this sort of content, make sure you do drop a like, hit that subscribe button. More importantly, leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I love reading your comments, guys. So, we'll need to get some music on. Let's crank it up for you guys, and just get straight into this one today. League title, defense. No, I'm not going with that one. That music, for some reason, is louder than everything else. Let's go legendary Pokemon. We've got another Japanese player to kick us off today, and they're playing a team of... You know what it is, we need to go to team preview. And we're in it, and it's Flygon, KYUREM-W, Tapu Koko, Kyogre, Incineroar, and Celesteela. So a really interesting kind of combination of Pokemon here. Some really unique picks that you don't see too often, Flygon, KYUREM-W, but things you can't underestimate because they are very powerful and can do a lot of damage, especially that KYUREM-W with its huge special attack stat. You're going to have Tapu Koko support and cast there with the terrain control. You've got Celesteela as well that can be a bit problematic for our team, and obviously the Kyogre paired alongside a Groudon is going to cause some weather wars, so we've got to be a little bit cautious what we do in this match. The KYUREM-W does throw up a lot of issues for us. Stakataka doesn't do too bad, Yveltal doesn't do too bad, and Incineroar doesn't do too bad against it. But we've got to be careful with that Flygon because it's got Earth Power, and it could have the Groundium, but I don't expect the Z move to be on there, but you can't discount it. I think we will go Incineroar. I think I need Incineroar, and I think I need Tapu Koko in this match for the Celesteela and the Kyogre. I'm going to lead Koko, Incineroar, I'm going to lead Yveltal, and I'm going to bring Groudon as well. Leave Stacks at home with Fini. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And see how we're getting on this first one of today. White screen forever. Oh, there we go, there we go. Trainer has appeared. Flygon and Incineroar. Flygons generally are special attacking based. They sometimes have Dragon Dance, so they can be physical. And it wouldn't be too far-fetched to think that in this team with something like Celesteela partnering it, a nice switch in for those Earthquakes if it is going to go for the Dragon Dance variant. But I always prefer the special variant because Intimidate's always so prevalent in every format. It just makes it a lot easier to pilot, and you don't need to worry about that side of things so much if you run the special side. But again, Dragon Dance is a very nice option for it as well. Now, both of our Pokemon are pretty threatened in this situation, but we have got a nice seamless switch into Yveltal here, and what I'm going to do is just protect Koko from any damage coming out this turn and switch in Yveltal, who is immune to these ground type attacks, and Incineroar is going to fix something out, but I could play the U-turn game, but I don't want to be faked out and doubled into with an Earth Power and take so much damage early on. It would just put us so far behind, and it's unnecessary when we can just make this play of protecting. So there's a protect on the Koko, and we're going to see a fake out from Incineroar into Koko and a Tailwind. Oh, very nice. Okay, that's another nice option that Flygon has. Flygon's a cool Pokemon. Very cool Pokemon. I think what we'll do is we'll go for a Schnall, and ooh, what do we do? We probably don't want to bring... This is the annoying thing. Like, I don't want to bring Groudon just yet. My opponents set themselves up really nicely here because with the Pokemon that we've brought, we don't have too many good switches in, especially when Yveltal's out in the field for these Earth Powers that are potentially coming out. So, it depends what the build is of Flygon, but I can guarantee it's probably Earth Power. There we are. Into that Incineroar, trying to get the Koko. But the Snarls will help out a lot here. We're going to see a U-turn, and again, this is quite nice for us. Like, as far as this turn goes, because we get the Snarl onto potentially KYUREM-W or Kyogre as well in this situation, which is huge. Huge. Come on, guy. Let's do this, Kyogre. That's perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but I mean, it's alright. Perfect. It's a perfect situation. It's not a perfect situation at all. The Snarl hitting. Wow, look at the damage. Oh, okay, we get a critical hit. I was gonna say, like, okay, that's maybe one big indication why we don't see Flygon so much. I'm just gonna go for another Snarl, and I will utilize Groudon right now. I think the other Pokemon in the team are a bit more important to us. We could see the Kyogre go for a Thunder here, but I think it's pretty safe for it to throw out a Water Spout here, or Hydro Vortex, or Origin Pulse. But all options are viable right now with what we got in the field. Makes sense though that you've got the Earth Power to pick up the knockout potentially onto the Incineroar, and then the Thunder, which is boosted by the Electric Terrain to hit the Yveltal for good damage. So Confide. Oh! An attack you do not see very often, but a nice tech as well there, lowering our special attack, and an Origin Pulse coming out from the Kyogre will do good damage to Groudon, but because of the Snarl support there, not really affecting no, we missed the Kyogre. That's the one thing we don't want to miss, really. Oh, come on, come on, come on, give us a break. What we'll do is Snarl again. We'll get Groudon out, and we'll get our a good old Incineroar in. The Flygon's not really doing too much damage right now, but again, we don't really want to allow our opponent to get any kind of headroom on the Weather War, so if we keep the Groudon in the back, we can make sure that we've got it as an option to switch in later on. The one thing I'm a bit aware of is in the last few matches we haven't really been using Tapu Fini, so in these kind of matches Tapu Fini is really nice to have for that reason of the heal pulse. Gonna see the Kyogre come out of my opponent's side of the field and the Incineroar come back in, cycle that Intimidate. Like I say, just to try and dictate the weather here. So the Snarl here should be enough to pick up the knockout onto Flygon from our... No, it won't be because of the Confide. It'll probably Confide again. Probably. Could have left us a nice opportunity to just Tech Rage there, but then we get stuck. We get stuck on the field with Groudon, and we're in a position where Kyogre comes in and then we have to switch out. So we've got to think a bit further ahead than that. Incineroar avoiding. We can't hit that slot for the life of us with Yveltal. And the Tailwind pitters out. Now the one thing we don't want to do is allow my opponent to set up another Tailwind, really. So what I'm going to do is take out Yveltal. I'm going to bring Coco in, and I am going to fake out the Flygon because we can't allow another Tailwind to get set up. We have no option of speed control on our side of the field. We've got to rely on Tapu Koko, and to do that we need to maintain our speed advantage and shutting down the... so there we go, we're shutting down that Tailwind option for my opponent. We'll probably see the Sash get broken on our Coco. Oh, but you're faking out Incineroar, which is, I would never advise faking out a fake out user unless you are 100% sure that you are faster than it, and that puts you in a good position going into the following turn, because that can happen and then your turn's burned, and it really does. It's not great going forward, but never mind. Just a bit of a shame. So we're going to see the Flygon be taken out. I wonder what comes in. Like, Coco's got to feel a bit threatened. It's going to be the KYUREM-W. KYUREM-W. Okay. I think what we'll do is we can pivot out onto the Incineroar, and we can U-turn as well. I'm a little bit worried about potentially... What's a KYUREM-W going to throw out onto us though? Like a Blizzard's risky right now. I'm just going to double pivot. I'm just a bit worried about bringing Yveltal in. But it has got the Assault Vest, so not the worst. I just need to preserve Coco as best I can, because Coco's our key to really getting fast damage on everything like we've been talking about so far. So there's a Dark Aura activating on Yveltal. Z-move! Is this a the Icy move, isn't it? Sub-Zero Slammer. Whammy, whammy, whammy. Yeah, this is not ideal. It's into Incineroar. You crazy man, you crazy man. Okay. If that had been into Yveltal, the game could have been well and truly over for us. I'm going to pivot in Coco again. Like, we could lose our Sash, but at the same time, I don't want to bring in Groudon because the opposing Incineroar is probably going to U-turn as well. And Kyogre just comes in. And then we'll be stuck in the rain. So we'll get the electric terrain up with Coco. Tap the Coco Flare Blitz. Gonna stay in. Okay. Into Yveltal. Oh, that does too much damage. That really does too much damage. We can Snarl. And I think let's get Coco out of here and get Incineroar back in. Because the electric terrain is going to run out, I think, this turn. Without looking, I don't know. But we need to try and neuter that KYUREM-W as best we can. Ice Beam. Nah, we're not taking that from this range, I don't think. Not with its power. It's going to be really difficult for us to actually... another Flare Blitz. We'll take this, but I mean, we're not on the best of places. Jesus. That's a strong Incineroar. I guess the sun is up. We need a way to get this KYUREM. I'm going to bring in Groudon. We've got to try and set... It's difficult, isn't it? It's really difficult. I think we just fake out the KYUREM-W in Precipice Blades. Like, I'd love to set up a substitute, but I don't think going into the rest of this game it's going to really be the best option, because KYUREM-W and Kyogre are both going to outspeed, so they can just double in, break this up, and then attack and knock out Groudon. So I think we just need to concentrate on getting damage on the field right now. We're going to see KYUREM-W switch out, which is questionable because we're going to get free damage onto this Kyogre. I know they get the rain up, which is huge for them, but we potentially take down this Incineroar as well. There's the fake out onto the Kyogre. Let's see what the P-Blades does. If this Kyogre hasn't got the berry, the crit didn't matter. I don't care what you say. And then the KYUREM coming in. The KYUREM's the big problem here for us, really. Because I don't know if Groudon will take an Ice Beam from this range. So KYUREM could win this game. I think we're going to have to sack good old Incineroar here. We'll try and pivot out, but I don't think we're going to be able to take it. I mean, if they got Origin Pulse, they could miss 100%. We've seen the Z move, so it's not on the Kyogre. Let's hope it's not Scarfed. No, it's not Scarfed. There's the Ice Beam from the KYUREM. Origin Pulse. Does it miss? I mean, this would be helpful if it does. It misses! RNG! Someone likes us. And we get... Okay, this makes it a lot easier. I mean, we get so fortunate there. This could have been very tricky to close out. It'll all come down to whether or not that Ice Beam gets the Groudon, which I would assume it does. Like, if I'm totally honest. And this is where we're missing Dazzling Gleam on Coco as well. But we can pivot out onto the KYUREM and get Incineroar in. I don't think you target that side of the field, and we'll Tech Rage just... Yeah, we can't afford to protect and go for the double protect. We need to just, if we take the Ice Beam, we take it and we win. If we don't, we just... Oh, I don't think you should forfeit there. I really don't. Good game to my opponent. The Origin Pulse miss is really unfortunate. It's probably the reason why they have forfeit, so I do feel a little bit bad for them in that situation. But I still don't think you forfeit in that situation. I think you go for the Ice Beam. you resist the electric type attack from the Coco. But maybe they thought that we did have Dazzling Gleam, so that could have been another reasoning. There's lots of reasoning behind it, but I think you played out at that point, because Incineroar's solo health, you can get around the fake out pretty well, and then like the Ice Beam is likely to take down the Groudon just by, I'm just thinking how bulky, like how special attack, how big a special attack KYUREM is. For that reason, I think, yeah, you go for it, you try it, you get the, and then you can beat Coco potentially. You still had a decent amount of health, but I don't know, it would have been close either way. But we've got the next opponent of the day, from España, and playing a team of Groudon, Dusk Wings Necrozma, that's it, there we go, Dusk Wings Necrozma, which is the Ghost Psychic variant of Necrozma. You got Incineroar, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Fini, and Whimsicott. Really nice build, actually, I really like it. Tapu Bulu inclusion in this team is really nice. We're probably looking at the heavy Trick Room team, to be honest. You got the Whimsicott there, it's going to be the Disruption, it's probably got access to Tailwind as well, so this is joint modes there. Yveltal going to be so good for us in this match. We've not got too much to worry about from my opponent's side of the field. I mean, the Whimsicott and the Tapu Fini potentially could have fairy type attacks that could threaten us, but outside of that, I think we're alright. I'm going to go Yveltal Incineroar. We probably want us... Do we want stacks here? We definitely want Groudon. I'm kind of leaning on stacks. Big stacks. Because if my opponent does go Trick Room, I don't think they will. But if they do, although it might be nice to just bring Fini here, but then again, Fini, Stacker have a real hard time against Bulu. But Tapu Koko's not doing much outside of the Fini, which, although we do need something to check Fini. So Tapu Koko again could be quite nice here. And just, we saw how good it was a utility in that last match. So let's bring Tapu Koko. Get into this next one. So yes, it's all good. It's all good in the hood, right? Gonna say Incineroar Wimmy. My opponent leading off with kind of a more setup lead here. Gotta imagine the Groudon will be in the back for my opponent. I don't really want to leave Yveltal out. What do I? I don't want to take a Moonblast or a Twinkle Tackle though. It's like the last thing I want to be doing right now. I'm just going to U-turn out onto the Whimsicott. I don't think it protects turn 1. And I'm just going to bring in Coco. And then depending on what the Whimsicott goes for, we can make a decision on what we bring in on that Incineroar, if we can get the U-turn off ourselves. You gotta imagine the Incineroar on the opposing side of the field wants to fake out the Yveltal, stop any sort of speed control from our end, like Tailwind. So we will potentially break our sash on Coco, which isn't ideal, but I mean, it's better than switching in Groudon and taking a massive chunk of damage from a potential Z move coming out or a Moonblast. I just don't think it's massively necessary to take that damage so early on. I'm gonna actually see a Trick Room coming out, I think, from this Whimsicott. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to switch in Groudon now. It's going to be Trick Room Whimsicott. And there's a U-turn from the Incineroar into the Coco. Yep, that's fine. I'll probably see Groudon come in, my opponent. Yep. We've got to be a bit wary about the potential Grass Knot on the Whimsicott as well. Obviously, it does threaten our Groudon pretty heavily, but we do have Fire Punch, which can take it down in one fell swoop, which we'll do now just to cover ourselves and go for that Fire Punch. There's potential like the Whimsicott switches out for Incineroar here on my opponent's end, but we're not going to see that because Tapu Koko switches out first. So getting the Intimidate onto the opposing Groudon is so important for us as well. Helping Hand. Oh no. I'm going to see Z move, just a P-Blaze. That's probably take down Incineroar. I'm sorry, Catman. I'm sorry. So I'll get rid of the Wimmy. Now it's all about just... Well, I mean, we've got Yveltal. Yveltal's not bad. We're going to see Incineroar come in for sure. Yeah. Yep. Now the opposing Groudon is slower than ours. We no longer have the Sash and Coco, which makes it a little bit difficult. I'm gonna just go Foul Play into the Groudon. Or do I go Oblivion Wing? Nah, I think just get some damage onto it first. I'm just gonna protect Groudon. Depends if this opposing Groudon has Rock Slide as well, Stone Edge or something. Could make life real difficult for Yveltal. And I think you've got to constant. Well, it's difficult. You kind of split in your decision making here. Where do you want to? Like the Yveltal's an easy fake out. Okay, we're gonna see. The opposing Groudon, just protect there. We'll protect. Protecting on our protect. Incineroar, where are you firing? Where are you turn? Okay. Into Yveltal. Not utilising the fake out as well. It's nice, I guess. They're probably going to see the Dawn Wings, Necrozma come in. That's not got the best of time. It's not having the best of time in front of... Oh, it's Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu. Okay. I think this makes things a little bit easier for us to manage now. Especially the health restoring is very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to go Oblivion Wing into Bulu. And I'm going to get rid of this grassy terrain. I know it doesn't make much sense, but for what my opponent's got, I think Groudon is our win condition here. Because as soon as we get rid of the Bulu, Incineroar opposing Groudon, we can beat with Yveltal Groudon of our own. We know we outspeed both of those in that Pokemon, and you know, yeah, we're gonna see Incy come in. Incy wins his battle. Okay. We want to reset the Intimidates onto our Groudon. We don't mind too much about them on Yveltal. It's not relying too much on its physical attacks, so just getting rid of this grassy terrain is pretty huge. We'll probably see a Bloom Doom, not Bloom Doom, a Wood Hammer into the Coco slot, I would imagine. Horn Leech. Okay, so Coco will take this. Gonna get his health back, but Oblivion Wing is gonna demolish the Bulu. Easy 50%. Yeah. Right, there we go. So I'm just gonna Oblivion Wing again, and I'm just gonna protect the Coco, because with the Coco we don't want to just be faked out and then knocked out. Now it's such an easy turn here for my opponent just to fake out the Yveltal and double tap into it. Oh, Stone Edge. Wow. Okay. Flare Blitz. Ah. The double in. Ah, that's frustrating. That is frustrating. We've got to bank on this Bulu. This Bulu's slow, so this Bulu is very slow. Now do we Thunderbolt and Precipice Blades, or do we Fire Punch and T-Bolt? Depends what the Bulu build is. The Bulu has to feel threatened by... I'm going to Precipice Blades. Oh, but the Bulu... I can't really afford to do that, I don't think. I could protect Groudon, and I could just Thunderbolt the Incineroar. I feel like the Bulu either protects or switches out. We're not going to see either here. U-turn into the Groudon and Horn Leech into the Groudon. Okay. I'm going to Fire Punch the Bulu and I'm going to just Thunderbolt the Incineroar again. We'll probably proc a berry there. Like, I'm just worried about going Precipice Blades and Thunderbolt into the Bulu in case we proc a berry with the Thunderbolt. That is my biggest fear. We are outspeeding it, so I mean we do get the knockout onto the Bulu, which is good. We've got access to Grass Knot now for that Groudon, so I think a Precipice Blades and a Grass Knot will get that Groudon. So whether or not the Groudon has the Z move, I don't think we've seen a Z move yet. I don't know. I've played so many matches today already. I'm losing track of time. We're going to see the Incineroar come in, Cycle Out, Intimidate. It's going to be a close one, I think. But we will protect, and protect because of the fake out, obviously coming out from the Incineroar. Let's see. What is my opponent going to do? I think you just, yeah, like a substitute could be bad for us on the opposing Groudon for sure, but and a Z move as well could be bad for us from the opposing Groudon onto a Coco. Let's fake out and Z move. Is it into Coco? I don't know if it is though. I mean, this pretty much guarantees the knockout on Coco that play, and you're not worrying about the opposing Groudon. Yeah, but it makes sense to do that because Coco doesn't really have an option to, like, at least we know that potentially Precipice Blades and a Grass Knot will get that Groudon. We don't need to worry about a berry anymore. We just got to worry about our Precipice Blades hitting the Incineroar. So that's what we'll do. And then if we can do that, then our Groudon will definitely take a Precipice Blades. And we've got the Z move to just finish it off the next turn. So all going well, everything hitting, we should be fine. There's a Grass Knot from Coco. Big damage. Precipice Blades hits. Boosh. I love this Groudon. Gets rid of the Incineroar. And the Groudon doesn't even care. It's like, I don't want another turn. I don't even need the Tectonic Rage. Let's just get rid of everything now. So we do manage to pick up a win. Really awkward team to play against, but very nice build up, Berto. Massive shout out to you, and pleasure playing you. So good games there, my friend. And that wraps up today's episode, guys. So I will just say thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, do leave your comments in the comment section below. Leave a like and sub and all that stuff. And we'll see you for the next episode very soon. So until then, take care of yourselves and bye bye.